Hello, everyone. Welcome to I believe it's our 12th episode. But as um, we do not have my co-host today, Brandon, but I do have a special guest today. Her name is Mel. Her name is her name is Michelle Ayoub, and she is somebody who's in the design industry, someone who is an architect, and especially someone that took their time out of the day to come join our podcast. Please introduce yourself.
Sure, my pleasure. My name is Michelle and I am Lebanese. I moved to Boston 5 years ago, just before COVID. It took me almost a year to find a job, and that's how I landed actually in the sales. I am I am an interior designer and I work in high-end luxury interior design and sales. My main focus is the kitchen and furniture. I help clients design beautiful and functional space. I kind of do a bit of everything from design to installation to business development. I also happen to be a person who sits.
All right, awesome. Welcome to our show. Appreciate you taking the time. But how we always yeah, I don't know if you've seen my other podcast, but we usually just give you a couple questions and we'll give you a point of view on those questions. Okay. So the first question is, how has stuttering shaped? How has stuttering shaped shaped shaped? How has stuttering shaped? How has how has stuttering shaped how you work or your journey in the in industry?
Well, it has absolutely shaped my personality before just the way that we work as well. And I think stuttering has really taught me to be patient and more empathy, to have more empathy, and to be a better listen. Like listen to others, which is those are like key in sales and in design to understand your client and just allows them to give them like all their time to express themselves, and then you can understand like better their needs, and you will build a deep like on a deeper level you will build the interaction with.
Okay, and has that journey lead you to spreading awareness um, with your clients? How does that interaction work with your clients, and how do they see it or all that stuff?
Yeah, this is actually a good question because I've never disclosed to client.
Oh, okay.
And and this is just 2 weeks ago that was the first time. I mean, I've been working for
Mm,
4 years and I've never disclosed to client.
okay.
I always think that when I'm with a client, it's about the client, not about me, even if I'm
Definitely.
having a set like blocks or anything. I had this vision always that it is about the client, not about
Okay.
myself. But since I disclosed recently and I had like a very challenging situation with a client that has really allowed me, which is I have decided to I'm a disclose.
Okay. Definitely. Yeah. And I just not a question that I had here written, but as a woman that does stutter,
Mhm.
where did you state that you're from again?
I'm sorry?
Where did you state where you're from again?
I'm Lebanese. I'm from Lebanon.
Um, Lebanon. How is the stuttering community over there? Is there
So I have actually, since I moved to the US, that was the first time I've met another person who's a stutter. So from here, my idea was to, with the NSA,
Mhm,
we have the NSA Connects بالعربي, which is the community for people who stutter. It's kind of platform or just like a group of
mhm,
support group. Because when I was back in Lebanon, I've had so much speech uh, therapy, but I've never met another person
wow. Okay.
who's a who's a stutter. So once we created that group, I have found multiple women in like in my age that we grew up almost 20 minutes away from each other,
Uh,
and we've never knew that. Yeah, at certain point I saw I was the only person in Lebanon who stuttered.
yeah, yeah. No, I bet everyone that stutters at one point feels that.
Correct.
So yeah. So I know being in interior design, it's about presenting ideas and expressing creativity. Has stuttering ever affected? Has stuttering ever affected? Has stuttering ever affected your confidence in doing that?
Um, Not really, because I've learned since I was in school, I've really worked on the way I present my project, and I've learned how to share it and have the best approach, which is always being straightforward whenever I'm presenting an idea. And I usually prepare. I prepare a lot, which is, I would say, like my friend used to go into any present meditation that they would prepare for 10, 15 minutes. I would prepare for maybe 2 days. So I've learned how to prepare a lot and work on my not speech, but maybe like I meant for that, like what I'm going to say. So I'll be more at ease with it. And so that's how I actually did it as well with my work. Um, but especially like when you do something you love and you are passionate about, you forget yourself there. You forget what you're gonna say, even if you block. You will
Mhm.
definitely going to block. You will definitely
Yeah.
going to have repetition and everything, but you'll be focused more on your goal. And yeah, like I kind of forget like how many time I had a block with a client.
Mhm. It it's more when you're into something so much and you have so much passionate. Um, like one thing I've noticed by myself, I do love sports. One thing I could talk about sports with anybody, and I will probably won't get blocked at all because I know my information. I'm passionate about it, and I'm sure that's the same way you feel when you're talking about interior design and what you do for a living.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And has next question I got from you. Has has stuttering ever made has stuttering ever made has stuttering ever made I mean, has stuttering ever made a job harder, especially when working with clients? And how do you deal with that? Is there like a story that you have that you interacted with a client, and how do you adapt at that moment?
Um, I have actually had this recently situation that I was just mentioning
Yeah.
earlier when I had to disclose to a client. I've never had really a difficult situation. Usually that's I felt the need to do it because
Mhm.
it's always smooth. But I had this client that um, it was it was a little bit different for me. I was talking to him and he kept saying, "What? What? What?" And I was having blocks. And I was really tired that day. I
Uh,
was like, uh, and then it was not just the what, it was the hand gesture that he couldn't hear me.
mhm.
So I was tired. This happened, and I was here like, no. I'm not dealing with this. This couldn't happen here. I'm not
Mhm.
allowing it. So, so I looked at him and I said, "You can hear me?" I said, I said, I said, I said, stutter. And he was like, "Oh, okay." So, but at that moment, my Amer, 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 Amer confidence, so I'm dropped, and I felt about to cry, and I felt a little bit like this is not this is not how I wanted to
Mhm.
go. But then I was like, no, 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 you just did it. Be proud like of yourself, have your head
Definitely.
up, and we did it. I mean, it just like the whole dynamic shifted over there. It has just become more smooth, more real, more human. It was just like made this situation way easy, which has made me think like, what about if I had disclosed this way before? I was like, how those years had been gone. But the funny part that when I did it, like when I disclosed, I was very happy, like after like an hour. And I left work and I'm crossing a street and there was a guy that was almost walking towards me and he didn't move. We almost like bumped into like each other. He didn't almost move and then the last like he moved and he stepped away. So when I crossed him, I had this smile on my face. I had like an evil smile. And and I was like, from that moment, I'm done adjusting to anyone else. This is me. Everyone will adjust around me, even stranger on the street,
Mhm.
even someone at work or clients. Like this is like who I am. And at that point, everyone needs to like adjust around me.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's very important with our studying community. I feel like us growing up, we had to adapt with the situation. But as we get more confident in ourselves, as we get older, we understand who we truly are. That reminds me of one of my first podcast that I had. I don't know if if you saw it, but it's with MMA fighter. Her name is Captain Pat Rocky. And on one of her quotes that she said in there that stick with me, it's our goal is not to be fluent, it's to be understood. And I tell this quote almost, I tell this quote almost to everybody that I interview because it hit me in a way where I hope it could hit many people because we're never gonna be fluent. Our goal is not to be fluent because we're never gonna be fluent in talking, but our goal is just to be understood and just and be true to ourselves. So that very much hits what you said. pretty much hits with that quote with me. But one question I didn't put here, but it's is English your second language? Correct. Third. Well. How does someone that knows who knows many languages, three, right? Three languages. Um, which one do you stutter more?
Um, I think I stutter in all languages the same amount. I think Arabic I stutter less because I'm confident in it, and I think I know my way around it. So I can
Exactly.
have I can do like more like avoidance and words like
Mm-hmm.
substitution easily
Yeah,
than other languages.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. No, I totally get you. I know Spanish, and then like I stutter more in Spanish because I could avoid those words in English.
Correct.
So I totally understand you. And just bouncing off that question, because I usually ask everybody this one question. It's what is that one word that you usually you get stuck at? Usually, that one word for me, I've I've been seeing a trend with everybody. Usually, everybody's they get stuck at is their name. Is because how can you avoid not saying your name? So I usually get stuck with my word, uh, um, with my name. What is that one word that you always get stuck at that you try to avoid in all your languages?
Well, I think things are changing for me, and this is something I'm testing a lot and noticing on myself a lot. My name, I think I no longer block on my name for now. I don't know tomorrow what's gonna happen, or like if you'll ask me in 2 minutes. But the word that I've been talking on a lot, and I'm trying all the technique on my way around it, and it's not doing anything, is stuttering.
Stuttering.
Now I said it, but try me in 2 minutes again and see.
All right, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, stuttering has been one of the and that's recently, I don't know often, has been one of the hardest words to say. I've also had an experience at work when I first start
Uh-huh.
working, and the word is slip. I'm a, I'm a, I'm a, uh, uh, I'm a covers. And
Okay.
this all comes from an experience I had at work with I'm a coworker that he put me in a very not beautiful situation in front of
We
a
hate that.
client.
We
Yeah,
don't like that.
100%. And since then, I try this word a lot as
Hmm.
well. So those two, I think they comes with emotional a lot that yeah, so those two are kind of harder than anything else.
Yeah, definitely. No, no. I totally get you when you feel uncomfortable in a certain word or like or past experiences. We try to avoid the situations. But um, um last question, just one question I ask everybody. It's especially as a woman, I want what is that one piece of advice you would give to someone who stutters?
I would really, really say, don't avoid opportunity. And I think for me, if I didn't move to the US, I would have maybe missed a lot of opportunity because I didn't try it.
Definitely.
I think I would definitely say speak up and don't be silent and try all opportunity. Like don't have fear of a judgment. Pull you back on things like you don't want to do and you're not gonna do. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's great advice. I think A lot of us will need to hear that, and especially just us as stutterers. I feel like it's anybody would use that advice very useful because everybody deals with their own things. But that's one advice that I would. It's a great one. So but pretty much I do want to say thank you for taking your time. Thank you taking your time. Is there any sort of social media people could follow you in and see your designs and all that stuff, so we could share it to the community? Just to
My Instagram is just on my uh on my own Instagram. There's
okay,
no work on it,
okay,
but it's Mish Ayoub,
okay,
and I have the NSA. I'm a I'm a I'm a connects بالعربي. So if any Arabic speaker who will be listening to this and they would like to have a community where they can talk Arabic or have even if they doesn't speak Arabic, if they have like a Middle Eastern kind of
uh,
background, which is we share a lot of common as yeah, so if they would like to join those group, we have bi-monthly meetings and they are virtual on a Sunday. So yeah, if anyone would like to join, we'll be happy to have them.
perfect. Thank you. And if you're looking for your next interior designer, also he could reach out to you. But I do appreciate your time. I thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night, and hope we stay connected.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Good
much.
talking
Okay,
to you. Thank you. Bye bye.
bye bye.
Bye.